Hey guys, Fearu here, and we are on episode number 24. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Been playing some great Han lately. We're going to do something a little bit different today, and I'm going to basically give you a guide on a particular hero. If you guys like it, I'll do other heroes, and if you guys don't, then I'll go back to doing what I normally do. The first hero we're going to look at is Wretched Hag. She is one of my favorite heroes, my most played heroes. Maybe not the one that I play the best, but definitely has some neat tricks and can be played in multiple roles. But before I get into all the complicated stuff, I'm just going to open up a practice mode and kind of show you guys the basics. I feel like that's something we can really work on, especially with heroes you're not familiar with. Is just toy around with it in practice mode for 5-10 minutes and get used to how the skills work. So you don't make a huge mistake, straight into a matchmaking game and lose MMR because of it. So I'll open that up for you, and we'll check this hero out. The big reason I wanted to come in here and talk was about her ult, because it is actually the most complicated spell. So if we look at her ult, or I'm going to grab a word real fast. Help me out. Word of sight. Okay. So, if we look at her ult real fast, we will notice a couple of things. One, you'll notice it's more narrow the closer you are to Hag, and it goes out like a cone. This makes heroes that are farther away a lot more easy to hit. The other thing we're going to notice is that while the range is 700, it actually extends past that radius and still hits heroes past it. What this means is if I'm away from a cursed and I see him over there and I hit R for my ult and I just left click him, she's gonna walk up to about there before she casts it to hit him. Okay, but she doesn't have to be that close to a curse to cast her ult. If she's just a few steps back, even here, she can cast, maybe not there. There? Yeah, I think that'll work. It can still hit him. And that is drastically more far away than where she was initially. Which is right there. Which is, an extra 200 units. That can make a difference when you're trying to land an ult. And then obviously, you want to try to capture as many heroes as you can. Relatively basic stuff. But that's just something to be aware of. Before you actually get into a game, because that's not something you want to mess up before you even play the game. So now I'm going to jump into an actual game, discuss, item builds, skill builds as far as at what level I learn certain spells at, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so here we are in game, and I'm playing Wretched Hag mid. I'm playing Wretched Hag mid. My opponents are Moon Queen, Pebbles, Revenant, Plague Rider. I'm not sure if they're going to send the Moon Queen or the Pebbles mid. I know typically Pebbles would be mid, but the Moon Queen is a Smurf in this particular game. So there's a good chance that the Moon Queen could go mid, so I don't decide to level any ability until I go and see who's there. If it's Pebbles, I'm going to level Haunt, and if it is Moon Queen, I'll either go Flash of Darkness or Sonar Scream, depending. I see that it's Pebbles. I level Haunt. The reason I level Haunt is because I want to harass him. I cast Haunt him initially, and I just want to harass him out of the lane. That is my goal. I actually push up too far here. This was bad. I didn't want to actually push up too far. Let's kind of go over this again. I'm gonna cast on him, throw the harass. My goal is to push him out of the lane. I should actually come back and try to get all these last hits afterwards. But where I make the mistake is right here. I should have backed and I just kept going. I should have just been happy with that little bit right there that I did. So like literally right about there. And I kept going to try because I was being greedy. And he took the turn to put the extra harass on me, and he actually won that. But my initial goal was to harass him out of the lane to be able to get those last hits there. So that's how you would use Haunt in that situation. Okay, so usually if the hero is melee, like you saw just now with the Pebbles, I'm going to get that Haunt early on, and I'm going to use it to harass him out of the lane. I actually stepped too far up, but my goal is just to get him out of melee range, to give myself those last hits. I actually got a little bit too aggressive, more than I should have. but you guys got the rough idea from that last clip. I'm going to use all the footage from the same game to give you guys some sort of consistency when you guys are watching this video. But to give you an idea, if I saw like a ranged hero there, I might go Sonar Scream instead and go a build like Sonar Scream, Flash of Darkness, Sonar Scream, Haunt, Sonar Scream. And I'm always, by the time I'm level 5, like no matter what, I'm going to have 3 levels of Sonar Scream, 1 level of Haunt, 1 level of Blink, or Flash of Darkness. And that's typically pretty standard for me. And the 1 or 2 times that I might get Flash of Darkness first is usually when I think it's a really try-hard team, and I think they might try to gank me early. You know, those level 1 ganks. But I have to, usually something, I have to see something like very obviously. Like, you know, I'm versing a clear like 5-man clan or something for that to happen. So going forward, things I want to talk about that I'm going to mention are item builds. So as far as what items to get on Hag, there's this big issue with intellect heroes in general, where they don't have a lot of medium costing items, like that 2,000 range. If you think of almost any strength hero, or even some carries, you know, they'll go things like Helm. They have options like Helm or Bulwark. The support heroes can go Tablet or Gnomes, or Astrolab, but those int carries, they don't have any medium costing items. You know, they're usually going like Nullstone, Hellflower, Sheepstick. They don't really have anything in that 2,000 range. Whereas those other heroes, you know, they have the Helm and the, you know, you look at Legionnaire and they're going to get like Portal Key, and you know, a lot of the int heroes, and particularly Hag, doesn't have too many of those options. So what I try to balance is a good amount of you know, those lower costing items when thinking about the build order that I want to go. You know, typically I already know that TP, Boots, and Bottle are going to be 3 of my items, and now I have 3 additional slots, and I try to manage those effectively. You know, usually 1 item is the big item that I'm building, and then I have those 2 extra slots, and I like to make sure that I have something in there to be effective. And depending on what my role is in the game, and how the game develops, will it, you know, might adjust to that. If I see, you know, that they have a lot of magical damage, I'm going to pick up the Mystic Vestments. I may pick up the Grave Locket. I'm actually a big advocate of Grave Locket. Or in lieu of that, I might pick up Mana Battery, or Power Supply, I should say. Because I think that's really important and something that really isn't noted. The number of times I see someone try to carry on an intellect hero and just immediately like try to build some 4,000 plus item, and they don't get any intermediate items to get them there. You know, sometimes that can really hinder them from good team fights, and that shouldn't be something that holds you back. Like if you get a lot of early farm, and you know, whatever, you're having a good early game, there's no reason you should hinder yourself from trying to build some ridiculously expensive item and you not having it for whatever it might be, 15 minutes plus. So that's something you should keep in mind on how you're actually skilling up the hero. Now I'm going to show you some team play and some mistakes I make, and I think some common mistakes I see a lot of people make on Wretched. So here we are, same game, same thing. You know, pretty even game. It's 7-9. I'm in their jungle. I know a lot of them are here, and I'm looking for an opportunity to gank. I see a pretty good opportunity to land a big ult, and I land it. And here's where I actually make the mistake. I keep applying this damage, and I'll let you guys watch that again, one more time. So I'm invis, relatively simple. I mean, it's obvious where I make the mistake. I see the Legionnaire there, but I keep casting my spells because I see the opportunity to do damage. I'm just not thinking about the escape. You can see I try to get the blink off, but I'm not quite fast enough. or half second. You'll see her try to get off, and it's just a half second before he lands that stun, which results in my death. So that's gonna bring me to what I want to talk about now. Okay, so the mistake you guys that I wanted to show you there was a mistake I see a lot of players make. It's still a mistake I make constantly, and it's just, I guess, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Tunnel vision. There we go. You have those spells off cooldown, and you're like, gotta cast them. I can't run back and run around. I have spells. They have to be cast. If I don't click them, no one else is gonna do it, right? And that's kind of what you have to keep in mind. Is I could have easily, I got that ult off, got the kill, and I was like, oh man, there's a pebbles there, and my sonar scream's off cooldown, and my haunt's off cooldown. I need to use these on him because they deal damage, and if you do enough damage to him, he dies. Well, no. I need to just blink and get away. I wasn't going to kill him there. I should have just taken the kill and gotten out. And that's a mistake a lot of players make. But it can be noted with Hag, most importantly, because that ability to blink is so important. Which is why I want to talk about this Flash of Darkness spell, right? It is the most amazing spell, just period. So first off, it inherently gives you a lot of mobility. Early on, it's going to give you awesome rune control against any hero. You can beat, easily 80% of the entire hero pool to runes, and you should be able to maintain rune control as long as you have a ward. You should have a rough idea of where the rune is, and then, it should be yours. You should have rune control, and that should give you a huge advantage already. But then, now that you're about to start a team fight, you can't be wasting Flash of Darkness, especially early on in fights. The biggest mistake I see new players make is they Flash of Darkness into a fight without a plan. And what I mean by that is you should only Flash of Darkness. You should only Flash of Darkness towards someone when you know that you can kill them and get away safely. Too often, I see players go Flash of Darkness, all Sonar Scream, and then they die to the other heroes that are right there that they can't kill. And that's the biggest mistake. There's no reason for you to waste your death. You should only Flash of Darkness into a team fight when you know you can safely run away. Inversely, you shouldn't waste Flash of Darkness because you want to be able to use it to get away. So you should only Flash Darkness into a fight when you can get a kill and walk away, and then you shouldn't waste it so that if you do get ganked, it'll be off cooldown, you'll be able to get away. And it's so handy because people don't recognize that the inherent ability to just escape like that allows her to get delayed defensive items over a lot of heroes, and she so often gets away with like sub 10% HP that it's ridiculous. And the other team is just like, ugh, and they're looking for like ways to silence her, and they start spending gold and items to keep her silenced. So now I'm going to show you another team fight, and we'll look at more mechanics of this Wretched Hag. Okay, so here we are in the game, and we are pretty much well into the late game. It's only 26 to 25. I'll let you go ahead and see the kills up here real fast. Moon Queen is doing incredibly well, and we are trying to get a pick off. Ideally, we need to get some good initiation, because late game, if this game gets any deeper, Moon Queen wins. So we are going to go ahead and look at this mid-game fight. We see Pebbles initiate, so we're going to try to counter by blowing this Pebbles up right away. I land the big ult, but Legionnaire lands a huge taunt, comboed with Plague Ult, and that's going to result in the death for our team. That did not look pretty at all. I'm going to go ahead and play that back one more time so you guys can watch it. So again, we're just looking to get the kill, the jump on someone, and we're setting up wards right now. Engineer steps out. Pebbles takes advantage of this Engineer. I believe is the first play, and I make the mistake of blinking. I should not have wasted it right away. He jumps on this fade. But I put in the big ult while I had it timed. But this big Plague Ult combined with this Legionnaire taunt is going to result in my death. And since I'm playing the carry role, I can't have that happen in the game, and that's the part that I want to talk about right now. Okay, so I kind of want to explain what you kind of saw there. Obviously, we had lack of vision. We got initiated on, although Pebbles didn't really have enough burst, so I don't really think it was all that good of an initiation. The reason they got the advantage is because of that monster Legionnaire taunt. So to give you a reminder of just the people that I was going against as Wretched Hag, we had Revenant, Moon Queen, Legionnaire, Plague Rider, and what was the last one? Pebbles. Um, so as soon as you get any hero, one of your first thought processes is what's the order of operations when we get into a team fight? What spells can I dodge? What spells do I need to look out for? The obvious ones are Pebble Stun. I can avoid that. And I can avoid Legionnaire PK if I have a good idea of where his positioning is, although he kind of has an advantages to that because I can't really stop his PK personally without getting close to him and then I'll get taunted. But other heroes can kind of navigate that. Everything else, aside from being aware that Revenant can go invis and being aware of Moon Queen's shrunken head, there's no real spells I can avoid. And something else you want to keep in mind is like single target spells, or as they get certain items that can lock you down. If I see that they get a sheep stick, maybe I want to get a null stone. If I see they get a hellflower to silence me, maybe I want to get a null stone to help counteract that. Or if I feel like they have a lot of stuns, maybe I'll go get a BKB or shrunken head, I should say. So these are kind of things that you want to be aware of. And every team is different. But from that last game, basically one big thing stuck out in my head. If I get taunted by that Legionnaire and he holds me down for 4 seconds, that Moon Queen can kill me. Screw the awesome Plague ult that happened there. Me and this Moon Queen are the carry. And the issue is that with this opposing team, Moon Queen can kill anyone on my team one-on-one. Like, if they go heads up, Moon Queen can kill them. But the issue is if me and Moon Queen verse each other, while he can kill me, technically, I have enough mobility with Blink to avoid him. So I can actually not die just from just because I can get away. He has no spell to keep me in place. So he has to actually rely on his teammates to be able to kill me. So my big concern is handling that Legionnaire, and that's my thought process. So now there's 2 ways this can be handled, because everyone else on their team isn't too big of a worry. While Pebbles was a bigger worry while he just got PK and could stun, his stun isn't hugely long, and I can survive the burst to the point where even if he comes up and PKs me and stuns and does this combo, I still have enough HP to blink away, and I can actually still kite him and kill him. So my biggest concern is that Legionnaire, and now my thought process is I either need to kill Legionnaire or start a team fight where Legionnaire isn't there. So basically the game is find Legionnaire when he's alone, or start a team fight when Legionnaire isn't there. So those are the 2 choices, and they're very different things. So now we'll give you the epic conclusion of, I suppose, this game, and let you enjoy it. Okay, so we had a team fight earlier to this, where we got to pick off on Legionnaire, and we got to pick off 2. Plague Rider's still down from that, but we didn't get the full team fight, and we know we still lose the 5-on-5 straight up, so we're basically looking for an opportunity, like I said, to gank that Legionnaire, and he steps way out of position. We immediately jump out. We need to kill him before his team gets here to respond. They're on their way. We land the big blast. Moon Queen is on her way, trying to just destroy everyone. Magma's going for the big ult. It comes in huge. Moon Queen is going down. Her BKB is up, but she's going to land the Assassin Shroud, although I'm going to land a big Sonar Scream, and she's going to go down, and it looks like they are going to all fall. Plague Rider going for the big ult, but it's not going to get enough bounces, and with just the 3 of them up, they are falling, although it looks like Moon Queen has bought back, and she is on her way, and she can still kill us one-on-one, but a big sheep stick from the Magmus, which is going to be enough lockdown on this Moon Queen for us to just barely kill her. And that is going to be the end of this game. Woo! Pretty big stuff. Okay, so I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this episode. This is something you like and you want me to do more of it, let me know. If you prefer just standard analysis, I can go back to that too. But it's definitely been fun either way. And then if there's other heroes you'd like me to cover, just let me know, and I'll look into that. I'm sure that I probably missed some stuff, and there's definitely more stuff I could add into these. I'm sure I missed, you know, a lot of more intricate things about Hag, but I hope this was definitely a good starting stone for you to see some of just the basic mechanics from mid to late game, and hopefully gives you some more foresight as to when you're developing your hero, the route that you should go. And some thoughts into when you're actually getting into team fights, what you should be looking to do and not looking to do. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.